بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين، وبعد. أحييكم يا إخواني وأخواتي بتحية الإسلام، فأقول السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وأهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم إلى درسنا الخامس من الوحدة الثانية. نعم، وقد بدأنا بالفعل الثلاثي المزيد. الفعل الثلاثي المزيد كما قلنا سابقا هو الفعل أصله ثلاث أحرف، ثلاثة حروف، بالإضافة إلى هذه الثلاثة ربما نزيد حرفا واحدا أو حرفان أو ثلاثة أحرف. فقلنا هذا هو الفعل قلنا ثلاثي، وهنا رباعي. والثلاثي ينقسم إلى قسمين، والرباعي ينقسم إلى قسمين. هنا مجرد، وهنا مزيد. مجرد، مزيد. المجرد ثلاثة أحرف فقط، وهنا ثلاثة زائد واحد أو اثنين أو ثلاثة. هنا ثلاثة. الرباعي هنا أربعة، والمزيد رباعي. الرباعي يعني أربع، ثلاثي يعني ثلاثة. الرباعي المزيد أربعة زائد حرف أو حرفين. نعم، هذا قد انتهينا من finish. وهنا تكلمنا، الآن نتكلم عن الفعل الثلاثي المزيد، وهنا لا نتكلم عن هذه الأفعال الآن، فقط ننظر إلى الفعل الثلاثي المزيد. والفعل الثلاثي المزيد في 9 أنواع. 9 أنواع، 9 categories أو 9 أقسام. Right? The first one, this one we give it a number. مجرد we say is number 1. This will be اثنان 2. This one will be ثلاثة 4 5 6 7 إلى 9. Okay? الآن نحن في 2. الآن نريد أن ننظر إلى الفعل. We want to look at the verb which has 3 letters original، 3 أحرف أصلية وزائد حرف واحد. طيب، الآن سأمسح هذا هنا. هنا فقط المزيد. الفعل الثلاثي المزيد. اوكي، 2. with اثنان here. فعل. فعل هو وهذا الفعل نظرنا we looked at الفعل الماضي والفعل المضارع والأمر والمصدر واسم الفاعل واسم المفعول. وهناك مشتقات أخرى and there are other derivatives but those are the main ones. هذه هي المشتقات الرئيسية. نعم. فهذا الفعل this verb يمكن تصريفه it can be conjugated مثل الفعل الثلاثي المجرد. فمثلا عندنا هذا الفعل جلس، أقول جلس، هو جلس، هي جلست، هما جلسا and so on. Right? أنت جلست. Right? هي جلست، أنت جلستي، أنا جلست. فعل أقول هو فعل، هي فعلت. To male masculine فعل فعلا فعلا ألف. So you have the whole conjugation. يعني تصريف الفعل كاملا complete كامل complete. Okay. للمضارع المضارع اكتب الياء هنا يا ضمة يو ثم نعيد هذه الحروف فا عين لام. طيب يو فع عي لو هو يفعل. Then for here the ya changes to ta. So you have to notice carefully that for this type of verb الفعل الثلاثي المزيد it begins with a dhamma and not a fatha. لا فتحة لا ضمة يفعل. جلس يجلس كتب يكتب فتح يفتح بالفتحة. هذا الفعل الثلاثي المجرد. أما الفعل الثلاثي المزيد يبدأ بالضمة يو ليس فتحة يفعل. طيب هو يفعل. هي she the ya changes to a ta تفعل تفعل. All right, and then you can make it plural masculine and then also plural feminine. All right, and then you can go to the second person. You all know the conjugation. You all remember the conjugation of the normal triliteral verbs. The only difference will be you begin with a dhamma. طيب كأنكم يعني نسيتم قليلا. So we're going to write it here, the table. So we have المفرد المثنى and هنا الجمع. That's the heading. All right. So here we put you, يفعل, يفعل. Okay? For the muthanna, يفعلani. And here will be يفعلون. يفعلون. Can make the noon like this too. All right? Or we could make the noon like this. All right? This is 2 dots. Here is mudhakkar. And here is muannath. الغائب نعم. الغائب. طيب هنا المؤنث تفعل. وهنا تفعلان. وهنا يفعلن. يفعلن. تفعل. فاعلا. Here we got what? مذكر. And هنا مؤنث. All right? So here will you put what? So this and this will be the same, okay? تفعل. And this is تفعل. These two here are the same. This is mu'annath, but this is ghaib. This is mudhakkar. And this is masculine, and this is feminine. And this will be what? Second person. And in Arabic it is called al-mukhatab. Al-mukhatab is the person you're speaking to. Okay? Al-mukhatab is the person you are addressing. So here is tufa'ilu. And here is be what? Huh? تفعل. تفعلين. Here, all of them, these three here will be the same. تفعلان. And this is تفعلان. So these three here, they are the same. كلها مثله. وهنا الجمع. هنا يفعلون وهنا تفعلون. تفعلون. وهنا يفعلن وهنا تفعلن. يفعلن. طيب، وهنا المتكلم, which is the first person, and that will be either a male or a female speaking. All right, and here will be what? أفعل أ ضمة فعل. Here is لا شيء, وهنا نفعل نفعل. All right. We didn't do the perfect tense, we just did the imperfect tense. But the perfect tense will be the same thing like fa'ala. Here we'll have for perfect tense now will be what? Fa'ala, and here will be what? Fa'ala, and here will be fa'alu. Here will be feminine. Fa'a, feminine, singular. Fa'alat, fa'alat, and here will be fa'alna, fa'alna. Now these words have no meaning. All right, this is, we just using it as a yardstick. All right, it's like a scale. Fa'ala really means fa'ala without the shadda means to do, but fa'ala has no meaning. This is just a scale. This is just a pattern that you follow. So you take a verb now, ناخذ يعني فعلا مثل هذا ونصرف الفعل أو نصرف الفعل مثل هذا. فمثلا عندنا رتل. ما معنى رتل؟ ها؟ رتل. ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. Recite. So this is a verb. Rattala means to recite. So rattala comes here. The imperfect tense we're looking at. Rattala, what is the imperfect tense for rattala? You, and then ra, you, ratti, hello, yurattilu, yurattilu, okay? Rattala, yurattilu, yufa'ilu. So basically we are just copying the vowels. We have here a dhamma with a ya, so we put a ya with a dhamma. After the dhamma we put a fatha, put back a fatha there. And the shadda, below the shadda is a kesra, we put a kesra. We have a dhamma, dhamma. So all verbs, كل الأفعال مثل هذا الفعل نفعل نفس الشيء. Any verb you see that has a shadda as the second letter, the middle one, right? It has a shadda. This is how you will conjugate the verb. So you're using this as your pattern. All right. So let me hear you conjugate this verb, rattala, yurattilu, using this pattern. All right. So here we'll say what? Yurattilu. Here will be yurattilani, yurattiluna, yurattilna, turattilu, turattilani, turattiluna. turattilina, turattilani, turattilna, urattilu. All right, put them in a sentence now. It means what? To recite. Let me hear. Who can make a sentence? Muhammad is reading or reciting the Quran. We say what? Muhammadun yurattilu al-Quran. All right? The two students are reciting the Quran. At-talibani yurattilani al-Quran. The students, plural. At-tullabu yurattiluna al-Quran. Fatima turattilu al-Quran. The two female students are reciting the Quran. At-talibatani turattilani al-Quran. All right? The female students are reciting the Quran. At-talibatu yurattilna al-Quran. All right? Here, supposing you want to make it a question, are you reciting the Quran? Hal, do you recite the Quran every day? Hal turattilu al-Qur'ana kulla yawm? All right, ask two people. You meet two people, you ask them the same question. Hal turattilani al-Qur'ana kulla yawm? All right, you're asking the students. You're asking your students, do you recite the Quran every day? Hmm? Hal turattiluna. Hal turattiluna al-Qur'ana kulla yawm? All right. Maybe you're asking a wife. Hal turattilina al-Qur'ana kulla yawm? You're asking two female. Hal two wife. All right. Do you recite the Quran every day? All right. And here? You don't ask yourself. So you want to say, I read the Quran every day. Urattilul Qur'ana. Nurattil. All right. So rattalana. What's the difference between qara'a and rattala? One is more intense. Right? This one is more intense. So when the verb has a shadda on it, it intensifies the action. All right? So that is just the conjugation, تصريف الفعل الثلاثي المزيد. نعم. النوع الثاني أو الأول من هذا المزيد. And then we can move on to the command, which is the imperative. Imperative will only be for second person. Who can give me the imperative? Huh? The first one, masculine. So watch. Al-ghaib. So if you're looking at al-amr, which is al-amru is the imperative or the command. We don't have al-ghaib is out. You cannot command someone who is absent. All right? Okay, like this here is not present. So how can I tell her recite? She's not here. It's absent. We are talking about somebody. You can't command those who are absent. Neither do you command first person. No, you don't command yourself. I don't tell myself recite. Okay, so only the second person. So فقط المخاطب مخاطب. Now مخاطب could either be masculine or it could be feminine. All right, and it could be just one person. Al-mufrad. All right, al-muf. Oh, I remember some people say I'm writing too fine. Al-mufrad. And then we have al-muthanna. And we have al-jam. And we have masculine and feminine. Okay. Masculine. Okay. So we have here rattala yurattilu. For the command, it will be take away this, take away that, the ya, and what you have. And you change that to a sukoon. That's it. Right? So rattil. Rat. Till. And here will be what? Right. Ratti. La. We add on a alif here, right? And here will be what? So we adding on wow and alif. Okay? Wow and alif. Rattilu. Ratti. Lu. Ratti. La. Like that. And here will be what? For feminine. And a ya to be what? Rattili. And here will be the same as this. Rattila. And here will be rattilna. Rattilna. And so on. So take any verb like that and you do the same conjugation. Okay. How do we get the masdar? المصدر كيف نكون أو كيف نأخذ المصدر من هذا الفعل؟ المصدر تاء فا alright هنا يا. So we have what? The next color. تفعيل. It is a noun, so it is تفعيل. Alright? تفعيل. So if we take the verb, إذا أخذنا هذا الفعل رتل، ما هو المصدر من الرتل؟ سنفعل نفس الشيء. We do the same thing. We take, what did we do? with the first. We put a ta, all right? And then you tell me what to write. A ra, uh-huh, ta, all right? So we have to put a ya here, right? So it'll be what? What did we get? Tartil. We got tarti. ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. Right? You have any questions? Al-masdar means the verbal noun. So rattala means he recited. Yurattilu means he recites, or he is reciting, or he will recite in the future. That is yurattilu. Tartil means recitation. Okay? Tartil is a verbal noun. It is a noun that was formed from the verb. So it's called a verbal noun. All right? So tartil means recitation. Okay? Now, supposing now we have a verb like this. Sami'a means to hear. From this verb, we can get this verb. Samma'a. Okay? Sami'a means to hear. Samma'a means to make someone hear. All right? To make someone hear. So, how am I going to differentiate and use this in a sentence? If I say, what is the command from samma'a? Command. Tell me what is the command from samma'a? No. This one, the command is isma'. What I want the command for this. أنا أريد الأمر من هنا. ما هو الأمر؟ سمع. سمع. All right? So if I want to say, let me hear. Let me hear. I'll say what? سمعني. سمعني. So if I tell you, إذا قلت لك, if إذا قلت لك, if I tell you, سمعني سورة الفاتحة. That means I want you to recite Surah Al-Fatiha in such a way that I could hear you. All right? In other words, I'm asking you, let me hear Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay? So you can get a verb, you could form a verb from this one. But not all of the verbs you can do that too. All right? You could do it to some of them. All right? So if you have, let's say you have jalasa, and then you could have jallasa. What is the meaning of jallasa? I want to see if you're understanding how this verb is used and how it is formed, and the different shade of meaning you can get from it. To make someone sit. Jallasa means to make someone sit. All right? So I can say, for here, I will say, Jalasa talibu, Jalasa at-talibu fil fasl. All right? So the student sat in the class. But if I'm using this verb, I will say, Jallasa al-mudarrisu at-taliba. So the teacher made the student sit. Okay? So this is the type of meaning or the shade of meaning that this could give you when the shadda is placed on the verb. But as I have mentioned, not all of the verbs you can do this with. How would you know which verb you can do it with? Well, you have to, read a lot, listen a lot, and understand when you hear it what. So from this, you will have an idea. All right? Supposing the first time you're hearing this word and you did not know the meaning, but you know it without the shadda, you will know it has something to do about hearing. But now you understand it has a shadda, it means to make someone do it. All right? Good. So that was the second pattern. And we are not yet finished with the pattern, but we said if you want to have the active participle, all right, the active participle is the noun that is formed by the addition of the suffix er or or to the verb. All right? So we have, this is a verb, teach. That's a verb. Okay? Verb. Teach. Active participle in Arabic is called ism al-fa'il. Ismul fa'il is the active participle, where we take the verb, all right, which is this word, teach, and we add er. So teacher is a noun that was formed from the verb by the addition of the suffix er or or. And that in English language is called the active participle. In Arabic, it is called ismul fa'il. That is how we do it in the English language. How do we do it in the Arabic? طيب. If the verb is a normal triliteral verb without extra letters, fi'l thulathi. So if we have the verb jalasa, okay, jalasa, jalasa, هذا فعل ثلاثي مجرد. What do? We add an extra alif after the jim. So we have all right. We have an alif here. So it's what? Jalisun. So jalisun means a sitter, which is different from sitting. How do we say sitting? He is sitting. Yajlisu. Yajlisu means he is sitting. But jalisun means, in the translation, we say sitting also. But what is the difference between yajlisu and jalis? This one is more intense. This is an attribute that is the person has with him all the time. It's right all the time. He's a sitter. He likes to sit a lot. It's not like somebody is sitting now, but he will not be sitting all the time. But if you say he's jealous, good. That is how we do it for the al-fi'l al-thulathi al-mujarrad. أما الفعل الثلاثي المزيد كيف نكون اسم الفاعل? Very easy. First, take a meme dhamma. Mu. Okay? And then we have the verb ra, ta. Okay? Shadda here. Mu, ra, ti. And it's a noun. Murattilun. What is the meaning of murattil? A reciter. All right? So, we're coming to words that you know. We have this verb, da, ra, sa. Da, ra, sa. Means, huh? What's the meaning of darasa? It's a verb. To study. Darasa means to study. From this verb, we can get darasa. Darasa means to make someone study or to teach. All right? To make someone study or to teach someone. Okay? So darasa, just like rattala. So if you want to get the active participle, all right, from darasa, we get a meme with a dhamma, all right? And then we have dal, ra, sin, all right? So you all know how you got the word mudarrisun now? What is the verbal noun from darrasa? The verbal noun. Follow the pattern. This is verbal noun. Tadris. Tadris. What's the translation of tadris? It could mean teaching, or it could mean studying, right? Making someone study. All right, or it means teaching. So tadris. So you have mudarris. Okay? And then you have also the passive participle. So mudarris and your mudarras. If you change the kasra to a fatha, it's the passive. This one is the active one. He is doing the teaching. And the others who are receiving the teaching, they are the passive ones. They're not doing anything. They're just receiving. They're not active in the whole thing. They're just listening. Right? So they're passive. So how do you get it passive? It's just one little switch from a kesra to a fatha. Everything else remain. All right? Put a dhamma there. Amim with a dhamma. Good? And this is how it goes for all of the verbs like in this pattern. هل فهمتم؟ كم الساعة? What is the time? 7:30. I think we have a couple minutes. I'll take a 5 minutes again because we started late. نعم. Okay. So what I want you all to remember, الذي أريد منكم, الذي أريد منكم, what I want of you or from you, منكم, أن تفهموا, to understand, right? This here, this is active participle, which is ismul fa'il. Ismul fa'il is this one here, right? With the addition alif. All right? And the ismul fa'il for this type of verb with this additional meme. And you have a kesra here. Two things you have to remember. All right? Two main things you have to remember for the active participle. What are they? It must begin with a meme and a dhamma. The second to last letter, which is the ra, must have a kesra. Write that down. The active participle for the triliteral verb with extra letters is formed by the addition of the prefix meme, put a meme with a dhamma. Meme madmuma. All right? If I say meme madmuma, it means a meme with a dhamma. All right? Madmuma, meme with a dhamma. You know, look the word dhamma, you see? Watch. This is dhamma. In Arabic, it's written like this. Like that. Dhamma. So if I have a meme with a dhamma, it is described as what? Meme mad with the same dot, mad mu ma. Mad mu ma. All right? Meme madmuma. Memun madmumatun. It means a meme with a dhamma. All right? So, did you write meme madmuma or meme with a dhamma? And second to last letter, the second to last letter must have a kesra. The second to last letter must have a kasra. That is a general rule for all of the triliteral verbs with extra letters. The others that we haven't done them as yet, I'm giving you the rule one time. So when we reach to them, inshallah, you will know them beforehand. Okay? Okay, just like mudarris. So we have the verb alima. Alima means to know. From alima, we could have allama, to make someone know, or to teach. All right? To teach, to inform someone. So allama. So we want to get teacher from this verb. What do you do? What did you write? Put a meme with a dhamma before and make the second to last letter. And because it is a noun, it will have tanween at the end. So it is what? Muallimun. Right? Muallim. All right? Give me the verbal noun from the same verb. I want the verbal noun. Hmm? Ta'alim. Look, my brother's doing ta'alim there right now. Teaching. Ta'alim. Ta'alim has a lot of meanings, right? So it could mean teaching. It also means education, right? Education, like that. So if you could remember this verb and the various derivatives, how to get the imperfect tense, how to form the command, how to get the verbal noun, and how do you get the ismul fa'il, right? And ismul maf'ul. Those are the main ones, okay? These are the main derivatives of the verb. Khalas, and this, as I told you all before, is a standard method or methodology where it does not change. It goes for all of the verbs that look like that, where the second letter has أشد. إن شاء الله في الدرس القادم سننظر إلى القسم أو الفعل الثلاثي المزيد، ولكن بصفة أخرى, with another type of way how you could have an extra letter, but the extra letter is different from this one, right? There's still one extra letter again, but it is written differently, right? And inshallah, we'll also be reading from Dr. Fa Abdul Rahim's book. سنقرأ من الدرس الثاني إن شاء الله في الدرس القادم، وكذلك سنقرأ من العربية بين يديك في الدرس القادم إن شاء الله. هل عندكم سؤال أو أسئلة؟ هل عندكم لديكم أسئلة? Have any questions? And for those of you who are viewing, أنتم الذين تشاهدون على التلفاز وعلى اليوتيوب، إذا عندكم أي سؤال أو أسئلة بخصوص هذا الذي درسناه أو درسناه، اكتبوا هذه الأسئلة. Write these questions in the comments inshallah, and inshallah we'll try to answer them. بارك الله فيكم وجزاكم الله خيرا. سوف نلتقي في الأسبوع القادم إن شاء الله تعالى. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.